People problems. They're everywhere. From misunderstandings with friends to conflicts at work, dealing with others can often feel like an endless struggle. But what if you could navigate these issues with calm, wisdom, and confidence? Welcome to Stoic Wisdom GB, where we explore ancient Stoic insights to help you handle life's toughest challenges. Today, we're diving into Stoic tips for solving problems with people, strategies that can help you turn conflict into cooperation and frustration into understanding. The Stoics believed that while we can't control others, we can always control how we respond to them. From disagreements to difficult conversations, Stoic wisdom offers us practical tools to deal with people problems with grace and clarity. In this video, we'll reveal Stoic approaches that can help you keep your cool, communicate better, and find solutions that work for everyone involved. Have you ever been stuck in a conflict and didn't know how to get out of it? Or found yourself replaying an argument in your mind, wishing you'd handled it better? Stick around, because today we're unpacking Stoic tips that will help you handle any problem with people, no matter how tough. Before we get started, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who's dealing with people problems, and subscribe to our channel, Stoic Wisdom GB. Your support helps us keep sharing practical Stoic advice that makes life's challenges a little easier to manage. Let's jump into these Stoic tips for solving problems with people. Why do you think we often feel annoyed by others' behaviors? The Stoics taught that our reactions are not triggered by events themselves, but by our interpretations of these events. When we encounter difficult people, it's a prime opportunity to practice patience, understanding, and resilience, virtues highly valued by the Stoics. How can we start seeing these interactions as opportunities rather than setbacks? It begins by redefining our personal narrative. Every annoying encounter offers a chance to refine our character, to practice the Stoic virtues of temperance, courage, and wisdom. Just as a fire refines gold, adversity and resistance can refine our spirit and character. What practical steps can we take to implement this in our daily lives? The next time you find yourself growing irritated with someone, pause and take a deep breath. Use this moment to remind yourself that this is an opportunity to practice patience and to fortify your inner citadel. This pause not only prevents a reactive response, but also empowers you to choose a more considered action aligned with your Stoic principles. Isn't it liberating to think that you can transform every negative interaction into a stepping stone for personal growth? This shift in perception is not just about enduring negativity, but about thriving through it. By applying these Stoic techniques, not only do you maintain your peace, but you also contribute to a more rational and compassionate world. Each challenge, each difficult person you encounter, becomes a part of your path to becoming a wiser, more resilient individual. The art of empathetic detachment. Have you ever wondered why it's so easy to take things personally? The Stoics offer a powerful tool to combat this: empathetic detachment. This concept teaches us to separate our emotional responses from the actions of others, enabling us to respond with wisdom rather than react with emotion. It's rooted in the understanding that everyone acts according to their own perceptions, which are shaped by their personal experiences and struggles. What if we could truly understand that the harsh words from someone else may not be about us at all? Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When faced with criticism or negativity, try to see beyond the surface. The person may be acting out of stress, fear, or misunderstanding. By acknowledging this, we can maintain our composure and respond from a place of compassion rather than defensiveness. How can we practice empathetic detachment in our interactions? The next time you encounter a difficult person, instead of immediately reacting, take a step back mentally. Reflect on what might be influencing their behavior. This doesn't excuse their actions, but it helps you to maintain your peace and respond more effectively. By understanding their perspective, you can address the root of the problem instead of getting caught up in emotional turbulence. Isn't it empowering to realize that you have the choice to detach empathetically? This approach not only preserves your inner peace, but also opens up a pathway to more meaningful and constructive interactions. Remember, embracing empathetic detachment allows you to remain connected to your Stoic values, ensuring that every encounter enhances your ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. Cultivating Stoic forgiveness. Do you find it challenging to forgive those who continually seem to wrong you? Stoicism offers a profound perspective on forgiveness, framing it not just as a moral duty, but as a personal tool for maintaining mental health and inner peace. The Stoics believe that holding on to anger and resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." What if you could view forgiveness as a gift to yourself rather than to the offender? Forgiving does not mean condoning the wrong actions of others. Instead, it means liberating yourself from the burden of resentment. This allows you to reclaim your energy and direct it toward more constructive pursuits, enhancing your well-being and allowing you to live in accordance with your Stoic values. How can we begin to practice Stoic forgiveness in our everyday lives? Start by recognizing that everyone makes mistakes, including ourselves. When someone offends you, take a moment to reflect on times when you have also acted out of ignorance or distress. This reflection fosters humility and understanding, paving the way for forgiveness. Isn't it refreshing to think of forgiveness as a pathway to personal freedom? By forgiving, you stop allowing the actions of others to control your emotional state. You also align yourself with Stoic principles by acknowledging that the only things truly under your control are your own thoughts and reactions. Mastering Stoic silence. Have you ever reacted to provocation with words you later regretted? The Stoics teach us the power of silence, especially in the face of provocation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Silence can be a strategic and powerful response that allows us to maintain control and dignity, even in challenging situations. What if you could harness the power of silence to turn a potentially volatile situation into a moment of self-mastery? When we choose silence over retaliation, we keep our own peace intact and often disarm the other party. Silence shouldn't be seen as a passive act, but as a deliberate and active form of emotional defense. How can we incorporate Stoic silence into our interactions with difficult people? Next time you find yourself in a tense situation, consciously choose to hold back your immediate response. Use this pause to reflect. Will responding harshly improve the situation? Is there more to be gained from staying quiet? Often you'll find that silence can de-escalate a conflict faster than any words could. Isn't it empowering to know that by choosing silence, you're not just avoiding conflict but actively cultivating your inner strength? This practice not only helps in maintaining your own serenity, but also sets a powerful example for others around you. What situations might you face soon where Stoic silence could be your best response? As you move forward, think about how embracing silence can serve as a shield protecting your peace of mind and as a sword cutting through potential strife. The strategy of Stoic reflection. Have you ever stopped to reflect on why certain interactions with difficult people affect you more than others? Stoic philosophy teaches us the importance of reflection, not just as a reactive tool, but as a proactive strategy. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, advised, "Nightly consider what you have done and what you have left undone." This introspective habit allows us to understand our reactions and prepare ourselves better for future encounters. What if you could use Stoic reflection to gain insights into your own behaviors and emotions, thereby equipping yourself to handle difficult people with greater ease? Reflecting on our day's interactions helps us identify what triggers our negative responses and what tactics have helped us maintain our composure. How can we practice Stoic reflection effectively? Begin by setting aside a few minutes each evening to review the day's interactions. Ask yourself, what went well? What didn't? How did I respond to challenges? What could I have done differently? This practice not only builds self-awareness, but also reinforces your commitment to personal growth and Stoic virtues. Isn't it insightful to recognize that through reflection, we can learn from each day and continually refine our approach to life's challenges? By embracing this Stoic practice, we not only enhance our ability to deal with difficult people, but also foster a deeper understanding of our own values and reactions. Embracing Stoic acceptance. How often do you find yourself wishing people would behave differently? Stoic philosophy suggests that acceptance, recognizing and embracing things as they are, not as we wish them to be, is key to maintaining inner peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This mindset is crucial when dealing with difficult people because it helps us to detach from our desires to change them and instead focus on managing our own reactions. What if you could truly accept that some people are simply acting according to their nature and not out of malice towards you? This realization allows us to let go of unnecessary frustration and to engage with them more effectively, with a focus on resolution rather than conflict. How can we cultivate Stoic acceptance in our daily interactions? Start by reminding yourself that you can control your perceptions and actions, but not the actions of others. When you feel irritation rising, pause and affirm your acceptance of the situation. This doesn't mean being passive or indifferent. Rather, it means actively choosing to accept and work with reality as it presents itself. Isn't it powerful to consider that acceptance can free us from many of the emotional turbulences caused by others' behaviors? By practicing Stoic acceptance, we not only preserve our own serenity, but also open up a space for more thoughtful and considered responses to the challenges we face. Practicing Stoic proactivity. Have you considered how being proactive can change your interactions with difficult people? Stoicism encourages us not just to react to life's events, but to actively shape our responses in alignment with our values. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best way to avenge yourself is not to become like the wrongdoer." By choosing proactivity, we take control of our actions and ensure they reflect our principles, not our impulses. What if you could approach every difficult interaction with a predetermined plan to maintain your composure and principles? This forward-thinking strategy positions you to handle conflicts with grace and effectiveness, focusing on your role in creating positive outcomes rather than dwelling on the challenging behavior of others. How can we develop a proactive approach in dealing with challenging people? Begin by identifying common scenarios where you encounter difficulty and pre-plan your responses. Think about the virtues you want to exhibit, such as patience or kindness, and consider specific ways you can express these in your interactions. This preparation empowers you to act according to your Stoic ideals even under stress. Isn't it empowering to realize that you can influence the outcome of difficult encounters through your proactive behavior? This approach not only reduces stress and conflict, but also enhances your personal integrity by consistently acting in alignment with your values. The virtue of Stoic boundaries. How often do you establish clear boundaries with people who challenge you? Stoicism teaches us about the importance of maintaining boundaries, not just for our well-being, but also as a reflection of our self-respect and principles. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." By setting boundaries, we ensure that we're not suffering unnecessarily by allowing others' actions to impact our peace of mind. What if you could clearly define what is acceptable in your interactions, effectively communicating these boundaries to others? This practice not only protects you from potential conflicts, but also teaches others how to interact with you, fostering relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. How can we effectively establish and maintain Stoic boundaries in our interactions? Start by identifying your non-negotiables, what behaviors you will not tolerate. Communicate these boundaries clearly and calmly without anger or apology. When someone crosses these boundaries, remind them of your limits and stand firm. This shows that you respect yourself enough to protect your peace, a key Stoic value. Isn't it powerful to realize that setting boundaries is a proactive form of self-care? By doing so, you not only safeguard your mental and emotional health, but also command respect from those around you. This practice enables you to interact with difficult people without compromising your tranquility. Embodying Stoic compassion. Have you ever thought about how compassion could change your interactions with difficult people? Stoicism emphasizes not just resilience and acceptance, but also the vital role of compassion in dealing with others, no matter how challenging they may be. Marcus Aurelius encouraged us to meet others with understanding, noting, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" This mindset shifts our focus from judgment to empathy. What if you could see the struggles behind someone's difficult behavior, responding with empathy rather than irritation? This approach does not just diffuse conflict, it fosters a deeper sense of human connection and understanding, making it easier to navigate and resolve disputes. How can we practice Stoic compassion in our everyday interactions? Begin by considering the pressures and challenges that the other person might be facing. When someone acts in a way that provokes you, take a moment to reflect on what might be driving their behavior. Instead of reacting defensively, approach them with a question or a kind gesture that acknowledges their distress and offers support. Isn't it profound to realize that your compassion can not only diffuse tension, but also transform a potentially negative interaction into an opportunity for personal and relational growth? By choosing to respond with compassion, you align yourself with Stoic principles and contribute to a more understanding and supportive environment. Cultivating Stoic mindfulness. How often do you find yourself reacting impulsively to a difficult person's comments or actions? Stoicism teaches the importance of mindfulness, which involves being fully aware of your thoughts and reactions in the moment. This practice helps us respond rather than react to challenges, aligning our actions with our values. Epictetus emphasized, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This approach requires a mindful awareness of our emotional and mental state. What if you could pause and assess your emotional response before acting, ensuring your actions are deliberate and aligned with your principles? This layer of self-awareness allows us to manage our responses to provocations, ensuring they are measured and thoughtful, rather than hasty and regrettable. How can we integrate Stoic mindfulness into our interactions with difficult people? Begin by practicing regular self-observation. Notice when your emotions begin to escalate in response to someone's words or actions. Use deep breathing or a brief moment of silence to center yourself. During this pause, assess the best response that aligns with your Stoic values, such as patience, understanding, or kindness. Isn't it empowering to know that through mindfulness, you can control your impulses and choose responses that reflect your true character? This practice not only helps in managing confrontations more effectively, but also contributes to your overall emotional and mental well-being. The principle of Stoic resilience. Have you ever noticed how some people seem unshaken by even the most difficult individuals? Stoicism promotes the cultivation of resilience, which is the ability to bounce back and maintain your composure in the face of adversity. This resilience is built on a foundation of accepting what we cannot change and focusing our energy on what we can influence. Seneca taught, "The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity." What if you could develop a similar strength, viewing each challenging interaction as a chance to strengthen your resilience? This perspective allows you to see difficult people not as obstacles, but as opportunities to practice and reinforce your Stoic virtues, such as endurance and flexibility. How can we build Stoic resilience in our daily interactions with difficult people? Start by setting small, manageable goals for handling stressful situations. For instance, you might decide to remain calm the next time someone challenges you, or to consciously choose not to engage in an argument. After each interaction, reflect on what you learned and how you can improve. This continual process of reflection and adjustment builds resilience. Isn't it liberating to think of your resilience as a muscle that gets stronger each time you use it? By actively working to enhance your resilience, you're not only better equipped to deal with difficult people, but you also contribute to your overall well-being and personal growth. Utilizing Stoic adaptability. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a reaction pattern that doesn't actually solve anything when dealing with difficult people? Stoicism teaches the virtue of adaptability, flexibly adjusting our approach based on the circumstances, not rigidly sticking to one method or response. This adaptability is crucial when interacting with challenging individuals, as it allows us to find the most effective way to communicate and resolve conflicts. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Be like the headland, on which the waves continually break. It stands firm, and around it, the seething waters are laid to rest." What if you could shift your approach dynamically, responding to each situation with the method most likely to yield positive results? This could mean sometimes taking a firm stand, other times offering a listening ear, or choosing to disengage gracefully from a heated conversation. How can we practice Stoic adaptability in our interactions with difficult people? Begin by observing the situation carefully and gauging the other person's mood and motives. Consider multiple response options and choose one that seems most appropriate for the moment. It's like being a skillful sailor who adjusts the sails as the wind changes direction. Isn't it powerful to realize that by being adaptable, you're not giving up your principles, but rather applying them in the most effective way possible? This approach not only helps in managing interpersonal challenges more successfully, but also shows a high level of wisdom and emotional intelligence. The Stoic practice of equanimity. Have you ever wondered how to remain calm and composed, no matter how difficult someone may be? Stoicism emphasizes the virtue of equanimity, the steady, unruffled calm that comes from a balanced mind. This state is not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding and managing them effectively. Marcus Aurelius encouraged this approach, writing, "Maintain your calm with equanimity, as if every event were unfolding as it should." What if you could maintain your tranquility in the face of provocations, not getting swept away by the emotional storms that difficult interactions often bring? This ability would not only enhance your personal peace, but also make you a more effective and respected communicator. How can we cultivate Stoic equanimity when dealing with difficult people? Start by observing your initial emotional reactions without judgment. Recognize that these reactions are natural, but they don't have to dictate your behavior. Practice responding rather than reacting by giving yourself a moment to breathe deeply and consider the most constructive response. Isn't it empowering to consider that equanimity can be developed like a muscle, strengthened through practice and patience? This practice not only stabilizes your interactions, but also enriches your overall quality of life, as you become less susceptible to external disturbances. Practicing Stoic discretion. Have you ever found yourself drawn into needless conflict with difficult people? Stoicism teaches the importance of discretion, knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. This wisdom helps us avoid unnecessary conflicts and maintain our dignity and peace of mind. As Epictetus advised, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." What if you could discern the right moments to engage and those to step back, effectively navigating around potential conflicts? This skill not only prevents negative exchanges, but also conserves your energy for more positive and fruitful interactions. How can we apply Stoic discretion in our dealings with difficult people? Begin by assessing the potential benefits of engaging in a discussion or argument. Ask yourself if the interaction is likely to lead to a positive outcome, or if it will merely escalate tensions. If the latter seems more probable, choose a tactful retreat or a diplomatic response that closes the conversation gracefully. Isn't it empowering to realize that through discretion, you control the narrative of your interactions? By choosing your battles wisely, you not only protect your peace but also project a persona of calm and considered wisdom. Embracing Stoic flexibility. Have you ever considered how being flexible might change your interactions with difficult people? Stoicism encourages us to adapt our approach based on the situation, embracing flexibility not as a compromise of our values, but as an intelligent and responsive way to handle life's challenges. Marcus Aurelius championed this approach, suggesting, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." What if you could fluidly navigate the complexities of interpersonal relationships, adjusting your stance as needed to maintain peace and forward progress? This kind of flexibility allows you to respond optimally to different personalities and situations, reducing friction and enhancing understanding. How can we cultivate stoic flexibility in our interactions with difficult people? Start by acknowledging that there is more than one way to achieve a desirable outcome in any given situation. When you encounter resistance or conflict, instead of pushing back with the same force, consider alternative approaches. Could a softer response be more effective? Is there merit in temporarily stepping back to reassess the situation? Isn't it liberating to think that your adaptability can lead to better outcomes? By practicing stoic flexibility, you avoid getting stuck in ineffective patterns of interaction. This approach not only makes handling difficult people easier, but also demonstrates wisdom and maturity, the stoic art of letting go. Have you ever clung to a negative interaction long after it occurred, letting it disturb your peace? Stoicism teaches the importance of letting go, not just physically but emotionally, of the things that we cannot change, especially when dealing with difficult people. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." What if you could release the grip of past grievances, focusing instead on the present and the things within your control? Letting go allows you to free up mental space and emotional energy that could be better spent on more productive and fulfilling endeavors. How can we practice the stoic art of letting go in our daily interactions with difficult people? Start by recognizing when you're holding on to negative feelings or grudges. Consciously decide to release these feelings, reminding yourself that they serve no positive purpose. Focus on actionable steps you can take now, rather than dwelling on past interactions. Isn't it empowering to consider that letting go can actually enhance your personal freedom and peace? By actively choosing to not let past interactions dictate your emotional state, you embody stoic principles and open up to more positive experiences and interactions. The stoic principle of perspective. Have you ever realized that changing your perspective can entirely change your experience in dealing with difficult people? Stoicism teaches us the power of perspective, encouraging us to view challenges not as personal affronts, but as opportunities to practice virtue and grow. Epictetus famously said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." This insight is crucial when facing difficult individuals. It's not the person who is troublesome, but our perception of them. What if you could reframe every challenging interaction as a chance to test and strengthen your character? This shift in viewpoint can significantly alleviate stress and transform your approach, making you more effective in managing difficult relationships. How can we adopt a stoic perspective in our daily encounters with difficult people? Begin by questioning your initial reactions. Ask yourself if there's a more positive or constructive way to view the situation. Instead of seeing a person as difficult, consider them as someone struggling with their own issues, which manifest in challenging behavior. This empathetic view can help you respond with compassion rather than irritation. Isn't it liberating to think that you have the power to choose your perspective? By consciously adopting a more stoic viewpoint, you not only enhance your interactions but also contribute to a more peaceful and productive environment. The stoic value of consistency. Have you ever noticed how maintaining consistency in your responses can influence your interactions with difficult people? Stoicism emphasizes the importance of consistency, not just in actions, but in maintaining calm and rational responses regardless of external pressures. Marcus Aurelius highlighted the value of a consistent character, noting, "Your consistency and the harmony of your deeds can knit together what otherwise tends to split apart." What if you could approach every challenging interaction with a consistent demeanor, showing the same level of respect and patience, no matter the behavior of others? This approach would not only stabilize your interactions, but also establish you as someone who cannot be easily shaken. How can we practice stoic consistency in our interactions with difficult people? Start by defining how you ideally want to respond in challenging situations. What principles do you want to uphold? Once you have a clear idea, commit to acting according to these principles, regardless of the situation. For example, if you value calm communication, make a conscious effort to maintain a steady voice and open body language, even when the discussion becomes heated. Isn't it powerful to realize that by being consistent, You're not only managing difficult interactions more effectively, but also strengthening your own Stoic virtues. Consistency in your approach can lead to respect from others and a greater sense of control over your emotional responses. Stoic acceptance of different perspectives. How can you maintain peace of mind and effective communication when confronted with challenging viewpoints? Stoicism teaches us the value of accepting different perspectives as a means to foster understanding and reduce conflict. This approach, grounded in recognizing and respecting the diversity of human thought and experience, is essential when dealing with difficult people. Epictetus noted, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." What if you could approach every difficult interaction with an openness to understand the other person's point of view, even if you don't agree with it? This mindset shift can transform contentious exchanges into opportunities for growth and connection. How can we practice Stoic acceptance of different perspectives in our interactions with difficult people? Begin by actively listening to the other person, trying to understand their perspective without immediately judging or dismissing it. Consider why they might hold their views and what experiences could have shaped their opinions. When responding, acknowledge their perspective first, showing that you have considered it before sharing your own viewpoint. This respectful approach can help de-escalate tensions and promote more constructive dialogue. Isn't it empowering to think that accepting different perspectives can enhance your ability to communicate effectively and maintain your composure? This practice not only aids in navigating difficult interactions, but also enriches your relationships and broadens your understanding of the world. The Stoic approach to assertiveness. How do you assert your needs and boundaries without escalating conflict, especially with difficult people? Stoicism teaches the importance of assertiveness, which involves expressing oneself honestly and clearly without aggression or passivity. This balance is crucial in maintaining personal dignity and respect while dealing with others. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the need for straightforwardness in interactions, saying, "Speak the truth, and speak it as you see it." What if you could consistently articulate your perspective in a way that is both respectful and firm? This method not only helps in making your needs known, but also in establishing clear boundaries that others are more likely to respect. How can we practice Stoic assertiveness in our interactions with difficult people? Begin by clearly understanding your own needs and the reasons behind them. When you communicate, use I statements to express how you feel and what you need without blaming or criticizing others. For example, say, "I feel overwhelmed when meetings run late without advance notice," rather than, "You're always scheduling long meetings at the last minute." This approach facilitates open communication and reduces the likelihood of defensive responses. Isn't it empowering to realize that assertiveness allows you to stand up for yourself while also respecting the rights and feelings of others? By practicing Stoic assertiveness, you not only ensure your own needs are met, but also contribute to more honest and effective communication. The Stoic mastery of emotional intelligence. How effective are you at understanding and managing not just your emotions, but also recognizing and responding to the emotions of others, especially when dealing with difficult people? Stoicism teaches us the importance of emotional intelligence, which involves being aware of our own emotional state and that of others to guide our thinking and behavior. This awareness can significantly enhance our ability to navigate challenging interactions smoothly. Seneca suggested, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." What if you could approach every challenging interaction with a keen awareness of both your emotions and those of the other person? This deep level of understanding allows for more empathetic and tailored responses that can diffuse tension and foster better communication. How can we cultivate Stoic emotional intelligence in our daily interactions with difficult people? Start by practicing mindfulness to become more aware of your emotional responses. Before reacting, take a moment to assess why you feel a certain way and consider the possible emotional state of the other person. This pause gives you the space to choose a response that is thoughtful and appropriate to the situation. Isn't it powerful to realize that by developing your emotional intelligence, you can turn potentially volatile situations into opportunities for positive engagement? This skill not only improves your interactions with difficult people, but also enhances your relationships across all areas of life. The Stoic practice of patience. How often do you find yourself losing patience with difficult people, wishing you could remain calm and composed instead? Stoicism offers valuable insights into the practice of patience, viewing it as a virtue that can greatly enhance our ability to deal with challenging individuals and situations. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" What if you could cultivate such a deep level of patience that even the most challenging interactions didn't faze you? This practice would not only reduce your stress, but also increase your effectiveness in handling difficult conversations and relationships. How can we develop Stoic patience in our daily encounters with difficult people? Begin by recognizing that everyone operates according to their own set of values and circumstances, which may not always align with yours. When faced with a difficult person, try to understand their perspective and motives. This understanding can help you respond with empathy rather than frustration. Additionally, practice slowing down your reactions. Instead of responding immediately, take a few deep breaths to allow yourself time to think about the most constructive approach. Isn't it liberating to consider that with patience, you can control the course of your interactions more effectively? By embodying this Stoic virtue, you not only improve your personal interactions but also set a powerful example for others in managing their own challenges. The Stoic art of objective observation. How often do you find yourself reacting emotionally to someone's behavior before truly understanding the situation? Stoicism teaches the importance of objective observation, stepping back and assessing situations as they are, without the cloud of personal bias or emotion. This Stoic practice is particularly useful when dealing with difficult people, as it allows us to respond based on facts rather than our subjective feelings. Epictetus encouraged us to keep our opinions in harmony with nature, focusing on what is true and dismissing what is merely perception. What if you could see beyond the immediate emotional triggers and objectively analyze the behavior of difficult people? This clarity could enable you to understand their actions better and respond in a way that is constructive rather than reactive. How can we practice Stoic objective observation in our daily interactions? Begin by reminding yourself to view contentious situations as if you were an outside observer. When a conflict arises, try to detach your personal feelings from the event and consider only the actions and words spoken. Ask yourself what is objectively happening, not what your emotions tell you might be happening. This helps to clear the fog of emotion and allows for a more rational assessment of the situation. Isn't it powerful to realize that by practicing objective observation, you can maintain your composure and make informed decisions? This Stoic method not only helps in managing difficult interactions, but also enhances your overall ability to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and equanimity. The Stoic strategy of role modeling. How can you influence difficult people without direct confrontation or conflict? Stoicism teaches the power of leading by example, or role modeling, as a subtle yet effective method for influencing others' behavior. By embodying the virtues we respect, such as calmness, patience, and understanding, we can inspire those around us to adopt these qualities. Marcus Aurelius championed this approach, noting, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." What if you could become such a strong exemplar of Stoic virtues that even the most difficult individuals began to mirror your composure and rationality in their own behavior? This indirect influence can foster a more harmonious environment and encourage positive changes in others without overt directives or criticism. How can we practice being a Stoic role model in our interactions with difficult people? Start by consistently demonstrating the behaviors and attitudes you value, especially in challenging situations. Maintain your calm, speak with respect, and handle disputes with a clear, level-headed approach. It's also helpful to openly discuss your methods for managing stress and conflict when appropriate, providing a living example for others to follow. Isn't it empowering to realize that your actions and demeanor can serve as a silent guide for others? By adopting and showcasing Stoic principles in your daily life, you not only improve your own experience, but also potentially uplift those around you, including difficult individuals. The Stoic principle of incremental progress. How can you manage your interactions with difficult people more effectively by focusing on gradual improvement rather than immediate perfection? Stoicism teaches the value of incremental progress, encouraging us to appreciate small steps forward in our ability to handle challenging individuals and situations. This approach is based on the understanding that growth is a continuous process, and every small victory contributes to greater resilience and wisdom over time. Seneca pointed out, "It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop." What if you could view each interaction with a difficult person as an opportunity to practice and enhance a specific Stoic virtue, like patience or empathy? By setting small, achievable goals for improvement, you can transform overwhelming challenges into manageable tasks. How can we apply the Stoic principle of incremental progress in our dealings with difficult people? Begin by identifying one specific aspect of your interaction that you wish to improve, such as remaining calm when provoked or listening more attentively before responding. Focus on this goal during your next interaction and reflect afterward on your performance. Acknowledge any progress, no matter how small, and set a new goal for the next encounter. Isn't it liberating to think that each step forward, however minor, builds your capacity to handle difficult people more effectively? This method not only helps in making immediate interactions less stressful, but also contributes to your long-term development as a person who embodies Stoic virtue. Thank you for joining us today to explore Stoic tips for solving problems with people. Remember, every conflict is an opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and self-control. The Stoics teach us that it's not the people around us who cause us distress. It's our thoughts and reactions. By mastering your response, you can transform challenges into meaningful connections. From taking a moment to pause before reacting, to practicing active listening, these Stoic strategies help you turn down the heat of any conflict. When you approach problems with a calm mind and a clear heart, you create space for understanding and resolution. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to handle any situation with grace. So, which Stoic tip will you try next time you face a problem with someone? Will you pause and reflect before speaking, or maybe focus on what's within your control? Let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear how these Stoic strategies are helping you navigate your relationships. If you found today's video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who might need some Stoic wisdom, and subscribe to our channel, STOIC Wisdom GB. Your support helps us continue to bring you the best Stoic teachings to tackle everyday challenges with a calm and thoughtful approach. Keep practicing, stay patient, and remember, solving problems with people starts with mastering yourself. Until next time, stay strong, stay stoic, and continue to cultivate peace in every interaction. See you in the next video.